They really do.
Alright.
You got
I mean, think about that.
Yep.
If you spend 6
We're
months
on.
in there,
We're
you
on.
couldn't have.
I'd like to call this caucus meeting in order. Okay, we got a resolution, or a proclamation rather, will be presented right at the beginning of our agenda. Okay. I'll be needing a motion to, or asking for a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the second regular meeting dated Wednesday, September 28, 2022, except as prepared by the clerk. We got 3 pieces of communications. Is there any questions or comments on the communications? If none,
I believe the statistical data is on our table.
Yes, it's right there on the table.
Mayor's report, the mayor might be late, but if she doesn't make it, she submitted a report, and Bob, you'll read it if she doesn't make it, right?
I will.
Okay. Okay. Report of standing committees.
Okay. Anybody else need one first? Finance and legislation for October 19th at 6 o'clock.
Anyone else? Okay, legislation, we got 2 resolutions on the table. Questions or comments? If none, unfinished business. Bob Burnside submitted me some material for council's code of conduct /
Mike, I have mine written. I
Oh,
did not
whatever.
bring it tonight. Would you
mine
like me to
written.
put it in your mailbox?
Put it in my mailbox.
Mailbox?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm gonna collect them, but Bob's, and just remind you, if you could put something
Yes.
together, you know,
Yeah.
put it in my mailbox.
I'll drop it off tomorrow.
That's fine. That's
We need
fine.
our name on this?
I never will. But just as long as we have something to go by, so we can compile one standard.
So what is that exactly?
This is rules of conduct and discipline procedures on
Okay.
council. So whatever you determine your code of conduct is gonna be, and any council member that violates it, this is steps.
But did you like that one?
I just got it just now.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to.
Did you like it, Bob?
It had some good points. There's some things that really don't apply to us, and I kind of just highlighted the
Yeah,
things
he
that we
highlighted
might be
some
able to
things.
use.
Lord, is that taken from somewhere else? Or
Bob.
I'm sorry,
You know
Bob.
what, I just looked online, I just
Oh,
punched
okay.
in just
If you wanna read it over. we'll-
Okay.
and they gave me
I'd like to see
different.
it.
Yeah,
I'm still
yeah,
waiting to
pretty
get a list together from the
Okay,
surrounding clerks.
just as long as you don't forget about it, so we can make
Gotcha.
sure everyone's involved in the process.
Yes.
And we can put something together so we can live by, you know, as years go by, okay? Any other unfinished business? Ricky, you look like you got something. Okay.
You didn't lose too much at the casino, did you?
New business. Any new business? Report of our law director, John's not here right at this time. I believe our auditor is out of town. Okay, so, Bob, safety director.
The only update I have is that we now have a safety code enforcement officer. Billy Mitchell started yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, so he'll be our code enforcement. He's already been out looking at a few items.
So start bugging him.
So
In his office.
try to give him a day or two to get to know some of our ordinances. There's quite a few of them that he has to catch up on.
He's gonna be in your office.
He's
then?
in my office. We'll try to work a little bit closer side by side.
Good. And he's real familiar with computers, so.
They tell me he has a computer degree.
That's good.
So,
A degree in computer science, so.
you know, I think it's important we have somebody in there to, you know, work with you, because if you, once you get into it, head over heels, it can be overwhelming
Yes.
sometimes, so
Yeah.
hopefully it works out, you know?
He's trying to get caught up on a lot of old voicemail messages and emails and everything else.
Now, do we have to certify him to go to these places like we did Joey or whatever? Didn't we have to certify him to carry, have it concealed or whatever? Or
I don't
No,
think,
we changed
Make a rest
the,
or
I don't
something
think
like
so.
well, didn't we change it where
if-
he could do like a public citation?
Yes, we got
That's right.
administrative fines now.
Yeah,
So, but if we need an officer, and while we didn't have one, a couple of our officers did write citations, so they're still capable of doing that. If we need an officer to write a citation, we just call our dispatch and they'll send an officer up to take care of that for us.
With him,
Yes.
okay.
Hey, what's that $200,000 grant we got on the TV? We got a grant for 200,000. It's on.
For Elm Street?
Elm Street.
Oh, the Elm Street, Center Street project. That whole project's a lot more than $200,000, but the state's picking up 80% of that cost. So, actually, I thought I had a meeting on Thursday to update. I thought we were still in OPWC. We got a briefing coming up to see where we actually stand with that, but it should be right around $200,000 will be what they will give us to help cover our 20% local share.
but I think this grant is for, like, the bikeway and sidewalks improvements on that stretch.
On Elm Street.
Yes. I think
Elm
that's what
Street,
the
that's the tip,
200,000
that's part of, so we got two different projects and they combine them all,
Right.
that's I think the tip grant.
Okay.
That was the 200,000. It's part of the overall project, so we got that because when you combine projects like a street resurfacing with a sidewalk project like that, you have a better chance of getting it. So we combine them and yes, we did get that grant to do the sidewalks, improve handicap ramps, and take down a few trees.
Good. Yeah, it's-
But that, like I said, that cost, it's all gonna be blended together into
the whole
it's
package.
one project ID number, one PIN number, even though the grant was separate.
So that's Center Street and Elm Street.
It's the Center Street, Elm Street is the PIN number, but all the sidewalk improvement and everything else will be on Center Street.
Okay.
Anything else for our safety director? Bob, I see they started grinding streets here last couple of days.
Yes, that's in the mayor's report.
Oh, okay.
And I saw the announcements for the people not parking on the streets.
I saw people still parked on the street.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well,
Yeah, the cones are there.
a lady called me today and asked if she's getting her roof done tomorrow and it would be okay if, they park on the street. They paved it today, it probably won't be paved for another 3 days, maybe 4 days.
In a situation
They
like,
grounded today.
They
Yeah,
ground,
right.
yeah.
in a situation like this, what we honestly should do is permit people, if you don't have the parking, to park in the yard.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to be
Oh,
honest.
that's-
Yeah, I always thought
Yeah.
that was kind of a judgment
Is-
thing anyway.
is it?
I always thought it was
Yeah.
for certain things.
Okay,
You know, people
Right.
get their driveway sealed, you can't park on it, so.
well, normally you just park in the street,
Yeah.
but you can't park in the street either, so
Right.
that's why
Yeah.
now,
if we could give some leeway on those ordinances.
right, now next year's local street repaving might be a little thin because we have limited funds in our street resurfacing. And with the Elm Street, Center Street project and the price of the asphalt going up the way it is, it's looking like our local share might be like $400,000. So we're kind of light on the local street repaving to make sure that we have enough funds in our street resurfacing to cover our 20% cost. Well, actually it would be our 60% cost of our 20% if we got OPWC money. So not to stretch us thin, because we're having 2 big streets done, we gotta make sure we have the money to cover our costs.
So maybe we can do a few little streets.
Yeah, maybe we might be
Because
able to
we
get,
should be at that point.
yeah.
Now, we
And-
put the higher road levy on then maybe, next time?
Well, that's why
Well,
I'm kind of confused.
I
because-
kinda hope that asphalt prices come back down.
Yeah.
They're really high right now this year. That our local, we're doing 5 streets here, and it came in at $400,000.
See, I'm confused because I wasn't aware that we were able to use that because those are levy funds and it was put on for road resurfacing
Right, this is a road resurfacing project.
project. Okay,
Yes.
so you're saying the Elm Street sidewalk project is a road resurfacing?
Yes, it's part of
Okay.
Elm Street, Center Street, and then that tip project was added, it's all one project ID number according to ODOT research.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just confused
Yeah.
because I didn't know that we were
That's pretty
able to
much,
do that.
that's pretty much all covered,
Okay,
the sidewalk part. But you still gotta cover the 20%
Road.
of the road.
right.
Mhm.
What about, what's going in on, I know this is different, but Piggies, what's going in there?
Carla.
Carla,
A car lot.
yeah. And,
Competition, Ricky.
they're wanting to tear down the front of the building to make parking up in front, but they have to get an engineer. When they went to the county for a demo, they said you have to have an engineer's study. So they have to hire an engineer to show them how to tear down the front half of the building.
They should need to clean that up a little bit too.
It looks
On
like
the,
they're gutting it
on the one
out.
side.
They got it all.
They got new, yeah, they cleaned out a lot, and they got new windows in there and
Hmm.
stuff like that, but, yeah.
Ricky, you moving in there?
Not a shot. I don't even want them there, to be honest with you, because that means if they come there, they don't see nothing, they're gonna come across the street.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
Just keep bothering me more.
I keep sending people up there.
I keep on throwing
I'm
them away,
just
sending
kidding.
them away.
I'm only kidding. You need a car, see my buddy Ricky.
I don't mind people.
I know, I'm only kidding.
But anyway,
Anything else for our safety director? All right, questions or comments? Hey, Bob, question for you. They moved the equipment at that house on Sexton Street, then they moved the equipment out. Was that 78 Sexton?
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
I don't know what went on at 78, I'll be honest with you. I don't know why the equipment ever got parked there to start with, and I don't know why it was removed.
Okay.
I can tell you that because of what we were told we were gonna get money refunded for, and it didn't get refunded, we have no money for demos. That fund is depleted for
That's
this year
because of the Nick's department store.
because of Nick's department store. That money, they said, will be reimbursed to us when we get ownership of that property. But,
We were
That
under the
would be-
understanding that it was gonna be almost an
Right.
immediate reimbursement.
right, so we thought we would have it right now for further demos. But that's not gonna be the case. So, the houses are still sitting there, but the actual demo will probably have to be pending until next year's budget. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not that far away, but.
we just passed the budget.
Yeah,
And
few more months.
that dispensary is, everything's going good down there with that?
Last I seen him up at the golf course, and he said everything was going along smoothly, so. I haven't talked to him officially on the official aspect of it, but the personal aspect, he said, was moving along quite well.
Anything else for our safety director tonight? If nothing, need a motion to adjourn caucus?
Motion to adjourn.
Second? Caucus is adjourned.